everyone. You're still on the Nile cruise, and the culture of the tourism strategy is executing a deliberate shift, matching the monumental architecture restoration with the preservation of the living traditions, and the recent unveiling of the key decisive structure with the citadel of Salah al-Din highlights a renewed commitment to Islamic military heritage. And joining us to shed more light on this, Dr. Khaled Sabbah, the professor of the Museum Studies and the Heritage at Cairo University. Hello and welcome, Dr. Khaled. A pleasure having you. Dr. Khaled, can you tell us more about, from the structural perspective, how does the recent opening of the medieval Ramla and Al-Haddad towers alter our understanding of the Ayyubid defensive, the architecture in general?
Of course, the Ramla and Al-Haddad towers gave us a new understanding about the Ayyubid military concepts. Originally it started or built it at the time of Salah ad-Din, 1173 maybe, and it was 3/4 of a circular facade walls to overcome the blind spots and give a chance for the usher to see all the angles. And then there's a transition from his successor Al-Adil, Sultan Al-Adil, encasing these towers with the robust walls to bear the heavy, increasingly trebuchets. It's the transition was from a passive defensive to offensive techniques.
Yes.
These archers, arrow slits, having doorways. These doorways open to area to give a chance for the archer to increase the volume or numbers for the archer to attack or to suppress any advance of the attackers. So it was a very good chance to have the chance, instead of defense, to be attacked.
Yes, sure. Dr. Khaled, also, what are the core engineering challenges in transforming the center's old fortifications walls into a safe pathways for the international tourists?
Yes, actually there were many challenges. The degradation of the materials was one of them, of course. There was zones, high risk to fall, and of course the restoration team tries to solve all these problems by we will find a sleek glass handrails, at the same time gives doesn't disrupt the historic view inside, and give the chance for the passes to be safe for the visitors.
Yes. Dr. Khaled, how is the state using these new structure openings at the citadel to diversify the historic narrative beyond its famous mosques and more than this?
Yeah. In fact, they transfer from the iconic mosques in the complex to the life of the soldiers at the time. The soldiers who defend Cairo at that time. So it's a good transition, to give a new prospect to tell the people and to know more about this period.
Yes, Dr. Khaled, as we know that there is a development initiative like the Citadel Plaza project. How this transformation has been impacted the visual integrity of the fortress historic buffer zone?
Buffer zone is one of the most important things, especially in the World Heritage sites. Of course, Citadel, Salah ad-Din Citadel, located in one of the most important World Heritage site in Cairo, which is historic Cairo. And the buffer zone is a very important thing, as we previously mentioned. And you have to be sure that the lines of the location is respected. Otherwise, the modernization of the rapid modernization of the city would overwhelm this site.
Also, as we know, all that the traditional Egyptian crafts like the khayamiya, the pottery, the brace work, and the pillars of our identity as here. How does the state can strategically position these specialized industries within the visitor economy?
You know, any travelers, when think about Egypt, I think instantly will wonder about the grandeur of the pyramids, Citadel, Luxor, the collection of Tutankhamun, but the real pulse of Egypt is the handicraft or traditional craft, as you mentioned. Yes, khayamiya, for example, and pottery and brasswares.
Yes.
It's
they are very famous and they are very important for our identity.
The Egyptian identity and the people, the practitioners of these traditions.
Yes. Dr. Khaled, how can the regional museum transition the heritage craft from the static display pieces into an active shopping experiences?
Yes, good question. The place for this traditional craft is not behind the glass of the showcases. Tourists and everyone should take a look to this handicrafts in its environment. For example, in a historic street, any historic buildings, to be or to transfer to a living life museum. And the tourists should sit beside the masters to see the effort they do these crafts. For example, woven, a khayamiya applique, or hammered, and they can try this safely, of course, by themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Given your work with the UNESCO, what are the global standards are effective in protecting the traditional artisans from the commercial exploitation?
Of course, there is many charters and conventions to safeguard the traditional handicrafts, especially, of course, the 2003 Convention for Safeguarding Intangible Cultural Heritage, and handicraft is one of many dimensions
Yes.
this convention tries to protect. And of course, we have another conventions and regulations about the intellectual properties and to give a chance for the practitioners to save their rights
Hmm.
and to encourage them to be active members.
Also, how can the digital documentation and the archiving systems be utilized to preserve the precise technical knowledge of our master, the craftsman?
In fact, the digital application in this case, يعني, we can use only for documentation
Yes.
because when you look to the masters, you will find them do their craft, the art with their fingers, and how they interact
Yes,
with
their talents.
the talents. Yes, that's a good expression. Yeah. So the digital application we can use just to make photos, make videos,
Mm.
to monitor the tacit knowledge
Yes.
this crafters has.
Yes. What are the regulatory and the intellectual property measures are necessary to protect the authentic Egyptian handcrafts?
Of course, there is regulatory for the intellectual property, but I'm afraid it's still weak to apply in Egypt. I think we need more,
Mm.
especially in the era of artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Yes.
As we all know, the summer travel season seeing a high level and significant rise in the Arab family tourism and from the foreigners, as we all know. What are the specific culture experiences, in your point of view, are currently driving these tourists to come to Cairo here to make it for their destination?
Arab families almost looks like us.
Yes.
Same language, same culture, same foods.
Mm.
So it's a good chance to attract them. But of course you have to tailor some programs like night, cultural night centric programs. There is fairs in the Nile
Yes.
with the very beautiful programs,
Mhm.
Tannoura for example, and
Yes.
some songs, Arabic songs.
Yes, for sure.
And of course the cultural destination like the citadel.
Mhm.
And recently the Arabs try to document their heritage too. يعني, few years ago they are trying to document
Yes.
their,
And to make it unforgettable vacation site to be,
of course, to attract
yes.
the Arab families.
How can the historical sites like the Citadel adapt the educational outreach to engage the younger demographics during the peak summer months?
The youth and the young is very important segment in our society. Whatever they are tourists with their families or locals,
Mm.
and nowadays there is some applications, technologies, applications like augmented reality, virtual reality, to give them the chance or to talk with them with the same language.
Mhm.
They like the mobile, the application, so we can tailor some technological application to give them the information about the culture, the identity, whatever we want to convey for them.
Yes, also, how does the integration of these specialized artisan hubs within the historic districts improve the economic sustainability of the surrounding local communities?
We have many places, as we previously said, like Ukalt al-Ghuri, for example, and we can transfer this building to a cultural hub with the residents and artisans and people, whatever tourists or the local, can sit beside the artisan
Mm.
to see and to follow the arts they do with their pieces, the masterpieces.
Mhm.
And of course, we can display, make it like an open museum for the
Mm.
products. Yani, the traditional crafts should be transferred from the chaotic stalls or small historic stores
Mhm.
to a place to you can display it
Or the work, or the
for all the people
yes,
in a good manner, or give a spot or
on
focus
it.
on the beauty of this
Yes.
masterpiece.
When designing the modern museum exhibitions, you as a professor, how do
Yeah.
you balance the introduction of the interactive tech with the preservation of the site's historic atmosphere? How do you make this balance between these 2 points?
Okay. يعني don't worry at all because technological application serving
Yes.
the
Has
museum
made it all
display,
simple.
not a competitive or
Mm.
yeah. So for I will give example to understand this. If you have a book like Wasf Masr,
Okay.
it's old book, an important book in our history. And it's now there is an edition displayed in one of the museum. It's inside the showcase and opened on a certain page.
Mm.
Of course, you cannot see the rest of the pages. You cannot browse
Mm.
all the pages.
Yes.
But we can take this edition and scan it for one time and put the book back into the showcase and put this scans on a touch screen beside the book. So this will give you a chance to, through the touch screen, to browse all the books because it's contain very important
Mm.
information and maps. So always the technological
Mm.
apps serving the museum display. Don't worry.
It's fine. How can the state ensure
The
that,
state,
yes,
yeah.
that the rapid infrastructure upgrades do not compromise the long-term physical preservation of the ancient limestone antiquities?
Yes. In this case, we can use the technological application for the tourists' tolls, for example, to know the mass, the numbers of the people, and because of the tourists always there is some unfavorable products
Mm.
like the salt from their breathing, humidity.
Mm.
So we can control this just observation and then take the solutions
Mm.
to overcome these problems. And that's it.
Dr. Khaled, as a UNESCO collaborator, what is the specific criteria must Egypt have to focus for the next successful register more of its living traditional crafts for the tangible cultural heritage lists?
Intangible cultural heritage is a long story.
Mhm.
Um,
But we can take some of the criteria that we can
of
focus on.
course,
Yes.
of course, of course. Um, as you know, in 2008, the convention take place,
Mhm.
and the first element for us was السيرة الهلالية
Yes.
epic,
Mhm.
and this transfer from the to the UNESCO
Mhm.
uh, list,
Yes.
representative list.
Uh-huh.
And then after 8 years, the second element, التحطيب,
Yes. Ah.
was registered on the
Yes.
representative list too.
Okay, that's great.
So 8 years was a long time.
Mm.
You don't think about
Mm.
to register any elements.
Yes.
Of course, Egypt has many, many, many elements, and we have inventory list.
Mhm.
Maybe I think 200 and something.
Yes.
This is one of the local inventory list in Egypt. We have two or three. So, يعني, it take long time, and after that, we have many elements. Now it's 11 elements
Yeah, okay.
registered on the two lists of the
11
UNESCO.
elements, yes, registered
11,
from
yes.
into the list.
Yeah,
Okay.
11,
Yes. Dr. Khaled Sabbah, the professor of the Museum Studies and the Heritage Cairo University, thank you so much for joining us and for providing us for this valuable insights in the Nile cruise. Thank you so much.